Hi guys. Oh, hang on. I got to turn down my thing. Hang on. Sorry. I'm not trying to waste your time. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I apologize. Okay. Ooh, I have to do this. I know too, one day. This is how God works. I was just uploading a very nasty video to oh God, I don't want to get to Xavier's Cankles, and we are BCG gang, okay? And it wasn't very kind. And I was going off the rails, and it was because they're in my comments. I'm not defending myself, I'm just making context. It was because they're demanding an apology from me, which is clearly on my channel. I'm just going to say this as kindly as I can. First, Steve DeLive, I put a public apology on my community post for you. I accept responsibility for calling you out of your name and saying some not so nice things. I truly apologize to you. I want to thank the Mud Pit for bringing this to my attention and for calling me out. I'm clearly not healed. I still have some. Can you guys come with me? I'm making a new tea, and my kettle just boiled. You guys are going to be propped up everywhere, so I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for that, too. I don't want to waste anybody's time. So the Mud Pit, thank you sincerely to you for correcting me, letting me see the errors of my way. I am not perfect, and I'm never going to be. And this is exactly why I need the community. Because I'm going to do bad things sometimes, and I need to be corrected. And it's people like you who will bring me to my knees. I thank you for showing me my ill intent. It's certainly not what I want to put out there. It truly isn't. But sadly, and I'm not defending myself, I am not healed. I don't know when I'll be healed. This is sweet chai. And, oh, look. Oh, forget that. Check this out. I know. I bought one for my daughter, too. So, yeah, we obviously we went out shopping today and had a beautiful day. So, anyway, forget about that. It's not why I'm here. To Steve DeLive, I am publicly apologizing to you. I spoke out of line. I think I took your comment about, look, calling me old, I don't care about that. I am. I've earned every flaw, every wrinkle, every crease. I've earned all of that. And yeah, and the bitch thing, maybe I took that out of context. And honestly, I know that, like, look, how much love can I have for a teapot? I'm also making my lunch. Steak chicken fajitas, and I don't know what else, but we'll get there later. Anyway, so I was reading my comments, and so Mud Pit, listen, please. So last night, I'm flicking because I can't afford cable. I'm a working poor man, and I seen the picture from Steve's channel. This is how this happened. I seen the picture of Steve's channel of myself in a raggedy ass picture of me, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. And Heather, and it says Heather Gillespie and her new bestie, something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, Steve DeLive picked up this video. So then I started watching a little bit of it, and it was not very nice. Like, it just, I didn't think it was very nice. And then he called me some old bitch, or some old lady. Let's get this right, because there's another person on his channel that takes what I say very seriously, and that's good. And then he was saying, I wonder if she's going to be homeless in 20 years. And then he called me a bitch. So I'm like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck it all. No, man, no. You don't know anything about me. And you've taken a snippet of something I said a long time ago right? And now it's blossoming into something I don't even know. Like BLG is coming after me, Cankles is, which is I'm fine with that. That's nothing to me. It's nothing. Trust me. Trust me. So I was just uploading a video and it wasn't very nice. BFG or LMNOP, whoever. Tracy, be nice. Okay, sorry. I apologize. We are. Bowl Cut Gang and Cankles are demanding an apology. It's there. It's black and white. And let me just say this. I'm never going to apologize to Mama Bear. That's not going to happen. It's not. I just can't. That's my soul, and there's nothing you can do or say to convince me otherwise. She is exactly the type of God-fearing individual that makes me very unhappy, shall we say. Says one thing and does another. And I'm kind of veering on that path too because I'm reading too much into this stuff. So no, we're never going to apologize to her. It was Crazy Train, Steve, and Mama Bear, and Your Highness, I think. I made a very public apology. Not to you, Bullcut, or Cankles. I don't know you shit yet. But there's time, trust me. The apology wasn't to them, in essence. I stand by everything that I say. The apology was putting such bad shit into the ether for good-natured people. I stand by what I said. I stand by what I say. Reaction channels have the propensity to pick on, how do I say this delicately? Mentally ill, drug addicts, homeless, individuals who are in need, right? That is what reaction channels go for, i.e. Crazy Train, Mama Bear, which seems to be, which can't change my mind, about the worst of them all, the Christian. So I just caught a snippet of Steve's video. I heard him call me a bitch. I was thinking I'm going to be homeless. And it was what the fuck is she thinking when I said something about Heather get a gun? I mean that. If all these bad things are happening to a person, Clover, so often, protect yourself, okay? Protect yourself. The comment about me sending things to Amazon to my child, no, honey, Steve, that's not every mother. It's not. You're not a woman, and you're certainly not a mother unless you're hiding secrets. So you have no room to speak on that, brother. None, zero at all. You're taking a snippet of something and you're running with it for money, okay? You don't know the paths that I've walked down. I just got evicted. And for you've never been to my channel, you don't know. This was for politics. It wasn't because of a drug problem or a mentally deranged, which I mean, sincerely, we all suffer from mental illnesses to some degree. We all do. I'm not going to get into the logistics of why I'm so self-protecting of the smaller individuals. It's a very personal thing to me. Steve, I don't know if you've ever been neglected, abused, tossed aside, or deemed not worthy, but it's not something that you just wake up one day and it's all over. It doesn't happen. It's when you have systematic years of abuse and neglect and X, Y, and Z, you got to dig down deep, not to try and hurt people. You got to dig really fucking deep. And by the grace of God, something really terrible happened to me. And I see the light. I wasn't a nice person. Who's that? I'll get back to you, honey. That apology was, and I will stand by it, because I put such bad, toxic stuff into the ether. That was what that apology was for. So no, I'm not pulling back on that. Yeah, I called your name out. I think I actually didn't say your name right. But no, I'm not going to backpedal on that. I'm not taking that back. You do make money off of people's weaknesses. It is what it is, Steve. I'm just calling it what it is. I didn't know anything about Heather. Why would I? I don't spend my days trolling on the internet looking for the lowest form of human being so that I can dog on them. It's just not what I do. All I knew is that what the feeds were coming up on my channel was about Heather. It was like everywhere. And the snippets that I was catching clearly understand that this is a woman who is in dire needs of some serious mental health. And all these reaction channels just cutthroat in her. You being one of them, Steve. Let's call a spade a spade. And so what I said clearly, and it's here, it's right there, was I don't understand how the world is, everybody get together and let's stop mental illness. Let's help people with mental illness. And yet there's so many reaction channels going so hard on this female who has clearly got some mental health issues. Unlike the reaction channels after this, I reached out to Heather on numerous occasions and trying to lend some support. The chick's obviously fucked up, clearly. But I'm deemed fucked up too. If you don't know, and I know you don't, I'm a recovered drug addict. I'm also a product of some very bad people. And I'm trying very hard to live a life not based on what was placed upon me, but how I would like the rest of the world to view me and what I can do in my life, not to affect people in the same way that people affected me negatively. So yeah, I did. I called that out. I never once bashed you. And as far as Bullcut Gang is concerned, she put in my comments that I threatened somebody. That's offensive to me to the nth degree. I don't threaten anybody. That'd be ridiculous. I mean, it's the internet, right? What am I going to do? Like keyboard warrior? No, I literally would want to do a face-to-face meeting with you and hash it out. However that turns out to be, over coffee, buying a new bike, or, however it accommodates for everybody's, the need of everybody. So yeah, I didn't call you out of your name, and I certainly didn't bash you personally. I have a problem with people that I deem evil. Well, I'm calling a spade, or unkind. Forget evil, because I don't believe that you're evil. I think you're insensitive, though, just as well as all the other reaction channels. Not just about Heather. My public apology was collective. I went on the internet to apologize. Now, let's get this clear there, BFG and Cankles and Red and whoever else that I offended. It's never my intention, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care, right? Your opinion of me doesn't revolve around my day. There's four people in the 7 billion that their opinion mattered. Jesus Christ, my mother, and my 2 children. Everything else, it just doesn't bother me at all, Red. It just doesn't bother me. So coming from the background that I did, I do have a little bit of a hair trigger about people who are insensitive, which you are, Steve. And the Mud Pit says you're a great guy, and I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with what Mud Pit says, and that I made a very public community post apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to you for calling you out of your name, which I did do. I'm apologizing to you for saying things that I didn't need to say. I literally was stooping down to the level I'm trying to prevent. So for this, I'm apologizing. I was uploading a very long, detailed video to BFG and Cankles and one of your subs, Red something or other. And the Mud Pit, one of your supporters, came on my channel, and I actually seen his comment saying that, I don't want to get words wrong, but Mud Pit, I seen your comment, and God bless you for it. And Steve, honestly, you put that comment up there for people to see. So there is a fairness from you. And I jumped the gun. I did. And I want to sincerely and wholeheartedly apologize to you. I did not mean to disrespect your community or you as a whole. Sadly for me, this is the internet, and we're gonna, it's a billion different personalities, and I'm not healed. I'm still a very hurt, wounded little girl, and I take things literal and very personally sometimes. Like the little cartoon character, I mean, like, is that really fucking necessary? It's not. Like, please do the Crypt Keeper. If you're going to represent me, do it. Go full force on it, buddy. Like I said, you can do better than calling me a bitch. You're Canadian. But I told the Mud Pit that I would apologize, and I am. I made a community post apologizing to you. I would, however, ask if somewhere down the line you could find a way to uplift and support these people also. You do King Cobra JFS. I mean, there couldn't be a lower form of human being than Josh. His heart is big. He's a mess. He's a mess. He's an alcoholic. He does duster. He's got a twisted sense of reality, but that's okay. That's not it's not for us to judge. We're supposed to help. And I know that we all slip off the side, the rail sometimes, and it's natural. And I was about to do that. But to make your whole channel be nothing but insulting people, it penetrates to my soul. So I did make a very public apology. Again, it wasn't apologizing for what I said, and you may think this is a backhanded apology. I don't think it is, but that's not for me to judge what you think. It was apologizing for putting such negativity into the ether. BFG, whatever it is, you might want to thank the Mud Pit, because I just went off on you. And trust me, especially when you said that I threaten people. Not anywhere on my, never anywhere will you find that I have physically, verbally, mentally, emotionally, written, hand brailled, smoke signaled, threatening anybody ever. So you're a fucking liar. And that's what your channel is based on, hypocrisy. You want me to apologize for something that I said? I'm never going to do that. I will apologize for my wrongs. But where's your apology? You literally came on my comments and said, we're waiting for an apology for bashing and threatening reaction channels, which I didn't do, either one of them. Do your homework. So in light of transparency, where's your apology? You and Cankles, where's your apology for you making a channel based on bashing people and then expecting someone like me to apologize to you? That's never going to happen, sister. It's just not going to happen. There's a commenter in Steve that you think that you bothered me, Red. You couldn't, honey. You couldn't. You couldn't bother me again. 4 people. Jesus Christ, my mother and 2 children. Nothing. Nothing you can say. I am protected. I have ancestors walking behind me and Jesus Christ himself guiding me. I am going to slip, and thank God for people like the Mud Pit to come over to me and go, hey bitch, listen, you're going off the rails, tighten up. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And here I am apologizing because I was going off the rails. Luckily, I deleted that video because it was bad. Like, I sat and rewatched it, something that I never do. But I did rewatch it, and I chose to post it anyway. And thank God it was uploading, and the little notification goes off, and it was the Mud Pit. And he was going, it's like having my 2 parents fight. Like, Steve's not a bad guy. You know what? If you say so, then I take your word for it. So I told him I will make a public apology, and here I am. But as for the BFG people, no, you're going to have to take many seats, and you're going to wait a very long time before I apologize. I said nothing about you, to you, or never did I threaten anybody. So until you apologize to me in my community about being a fucking liar. Sorry. Mud Pit, I'm sorry. There's still a lot of ghetto left in the girl. Until you apologize for being a liar, then me and you got nothing else to talk about. Again, I will never threaten anybody via the internet. I will quietly, without an audience, try and get a hold of person and see if there's a common ground that we can meet at and hash it out face to face. There's not a cowardly bone in my body. Nothing. I have not one zero cowardly bone in my body. I admit when I'm wrong, and I am here admitting that I'm wrong. I owe you nothing. And I will never apologize to Mama Bear. That's never going to happen. So if you're on your knees or holding your breath waiting for one, exhale. Trust me, exhale. Again, Steve, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize to you. I'm not trying to save face. I don't care about that. I found that your video about me was very disrespectful and out of taste, poor taste. And I find that some of your videos are in poor taste because they're literally about some of the most needy individuals on the internet. But that's not for me to judge, but it is my opinion, and I stand by it. I'm just doing what I said that I would do for the Mud Pit. I said that I would apologize, and I am apologizing. I called you out of your name, and I said some not so nice things to you. So for that, I apologize. I'm kind of double-sided on this because I stand by what I say. Like, the community of reaction channels go after some of the most desperately needy people, and I know who they are because that was me. And now you can't shut me the fuck up, and I'm never going to be silenced, and I'm going to call out people that I think are wrong. See how good I'm getting at this there, Mud Pit? I'm good. And I think you're wrong. I think that you're making a community out of hate. And I was falling into that, and subsequently, thank God for your support of the Mud Pit, because he showed me that the errors of my ways. And I don't want to be like you, Steve. I don't want to make a channel based on making fun of people, picking on people, belittling people. If that's not what you do, I apologize. I've only seen what I've seen. I haven't seen the other side. I haven't seen this upstanding citizen that wants to love and support people. I haven't seen that. But I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I want to end with this. I watched a George Carlin video, and he was saying, the word assassin, you know who gets assassinated? People like John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, John Lennon. They assassinated those type of men because those type of men spread nothing but love and talked about peace. That's what they wanted. And the evil of the world took them out because they don't want love and peace to be spread. And I firmly believe that. And sadly, it's not a figment of my imagination, Steve. It's what I lived for a long, long, long time. And it's only been a couple of years for me on this journey of self-healing, self-awakening, realizing that I have been a major contributor to putting toxic shit into the ether, picking on people that didn't deserve it, that have no bearing on my life, that don't affect me in any way, shape, or form, and maybe, just maybe, knocking people down to make myself feel better. I'm seeing the errors of my way, and that apology wasn't for anybody. It was for myself to admit that I did wrong. It was for the community that I have of beautiful, helpful, supportive individuals that I polluted their ether with vile, toxic information. And again, I don't believe it was as bad as what the reaction channels say, but I'm not trying to compare myself. I'm only trying to do a little bit better every day and repent for the things that I've done, not only to myself, but to society as well. So I'm going to wrap this video up because I think my time's up and my tea is steeped. I'm going to, pardon me, add some agave. Bull cut, get BCG. Look, look. You're no bearing on me, but I'm trying to be very respectful. And trust me, it doesn't come easy. It really doesn't. I've had to deal with assholes my entire life who tried to silence me, quiet me, belittle me, make me feel like shit, make me feel inferior, unimportant, and those are the people that I physically want to harm. I physically want to harm them. And this ain't a threat. I physically do. And I'm only a 5'3", 310-pound girl with a bunch of ancestors and God standing behind me. And it takes a lot. It really takes a lot for some days for me to reel that girl in. In closing, I don't remember your name, Red something or other. You're a supporter of Steve, and God bless you. I think you're evil. I'm sorry, Pitt, but look, I'm not perfect. Let me say this to you personally. I come from a very abused background, a very neglected background, an isolated background. I'm a self-soothing individual for reasons that are none of your fucking business. I was never handed that spoon of bragging about anything. Contrary to what you think, that is the polar opposite to how I feel about myself. It's taken me 55 years to pat myself on the back for doing things. You don't know fuck all about me, bitch. Nothing. You know nothing. That job that you think I'm bragging about, I am fucking proud of that job. I am a 58-year-old woman, August 3rd. I weigh 110 pounds. In the scope of construction workers worldwide, I am 1% of the population of women. I'm probably even a smaller percentage of 100-pound women, 5'3". It's construction. That's not bragging. That's pride. I wish you knew the difference. When I was talking about my hard hat, and you, Steve, you might want to click into this because you had something to say. When I was talking about my ladder in the mud and my hard hat, my lunch bag and blah, 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 that's not a flex, okay? I'm 58 years old, August 3rd. If I can do that, then Heather can do that. I'm sorry that went so far over your head, but that's what I get. That's what I meant. My sense of humor isn't like yours. I don't want to intentionally or directly insult people, but again, I'm not healed. And I think I do it in a sarcastic way, which may or may not be right, but it's my way. You made a comment about me saving lives isn't a flex. Are you fucking ridiculous? I got it there. See my pit? I got it. Yeah, Lord, I know you got me, even though I'd say it if I wanted to. What the fuck is the matter with you? Nothing in my life that I do is self-centered except for soothing. It's the only thing that I do. I don't ask anybody to try and soothe me when I'm hurt. I ask people to be kind, but that's internal to me. There's no doctor, no medicine. There's nothing anybody can say. I am grateful that you don't understand. I am grateful you don't understand, and whoever you are, consider yourself blessed that you don't understand what I'm talking about. because it's something I don't wish on anybody. Why I was given this path is because I am fucking tough. And God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Brad, do you hear what I'm saying to you, brother? God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Maybe you couldn't forage through the fires that I've had to go through. Maybe you're just not built like me. Me taking that CPR course, it's not about a flex. It's about being able to save someone else's life that's hanging on by a fucking thread, and thank God you know nothing about that. Have you ever felt like you're drowning and nobody sends you a lifesaver? No, people stare at you. People hear you screaming for help. People see you treading water. People are watching you bob for air and nobody does anything. Do you know what that's like? Obviously you don't. This is what I'm fighting against. Heather is screaming for something. And I was trying to throw her a lifesaver. I didn't understand her demographic. I didn't understand her personality. I just understood somebody is in need and they're mentally ill, and there's a lot of people coming at her going right for the fucking jugular. Me taking that CPR course, which is up to date, and my WMIS, I'll show you why. I don't know if I can point to it. Those two black objects in between the cross are my aunts, who was a nurse. And she never married and she never had children. And every time I was thrown to the wolves as a child, she was the one that came and rescued me. She was a nurse. And I love her so much. And I miss her so much. And I need her so much because she was the only human being that wouldn't let me be fucking ghetto. I did that for her. I want her to be proud of me because she saved people's lives every single day. She sacrificed for other people. And I want her to know that I honor her and I admire her and I miss her. And I want her to live on through me. No, it's not a fucking flex. It's got nothing to do with... Oh, I'm sorry. It's got nothing fucking to do with you, bitch. It's got nothing to do with... It's got nothing to do with me. Whoever you are, your insensitive, immoral values and outlook on life, I will save your life. Irregardless of what you think about me, irregardless of what you say about me, if I see you bobbing for air or in the water screaming for help, I'll be that lifesaver for you. That's not a flex. That's a fucking promise. And it's an honor to be able to save somebody's life. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. Some things just get to me, but you know that. My community, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you even know that I'm CPR trained. I probably told you guys because I don't hold anything back. I try to be as transparent as possible. Thank God I took that CPR course. Once upon a time, God, I don't think I've shared this story because it's not everything I share. Some things I want to keep internally just for me and God. But here it is because you asked for it. Because I brag and I flex. I was in a grocery store a while ago, and there was a father, a child, a little boy, maybe 2, and the grocery store was really busy, and people are walking by, and I walked by, and I seen that this father was in panic. He was shaking this baby. He was patting this baby on the back, and there was panic on his face. And I walked by, and something made me freeze. And some centrifugal force, I don't know what it was. I literally backed up, and I said to the father, "Do you need help?" And he just pointed at his baby, his child, his life. And the baby was choking on a grape. I fucking whipped that baby out of that fucking wagon, the cart, CPR, pounded on that baby's back. Out came this mucus bubble in the skin of a grape, the skin in the grape, out of its mouth. And all of a sudden you could see the color of this child come back. And I handed this baby back to his father and walked away. I said, "I'm sorry if I hurt your baby, but you might want to take him to a hospital and get him checked out." And I walked away. And it took me a second to realize what I had actually just witnessed, what just happened. It just happened so fast that I forgot about my groceries, and I walked by my car. I am fucking trembling. I'm trembling. And I grabbed my purse and I left the grocery store. And I got out of the grocery store and I fell to my knees bawling because I didn't know what just happened. What if I couldn't have saved that baby? What if that baby would have died? What if I hurt that baby even more? Why did all those people walk by and nobody asked him for help? Nothing I do in my world is self-serving. Nothing. I'm not worth anything. That's what I was given in my world. I try very desperately to repent for all the things that I've done wrong. And I'm not perfect, and I'm going to stumble, and God's going to pick me up. And God's going to put beautiful human beings in front of me, the mud pit, to correct me. And I'm going to thank the mud pit. And then I'm going to thank God quietly for the mud pit, for letting me see the errors of my way. I've done a lot of bad things, a lot. I'm going to tell you, my people know that I'm a recovered drug addict. 2% of the population who are drug addicts stay clean. April 7th marked my 14th year of sobriety. That's a flex, bitch. That's what we call a flex. Every year I have another person that I loved die of an fentanyl overdose every year. Again, my recovery wasn't for myself as much it was that I'm going to leave people that I love to mourn. I'm going to put people in, I'm going to cause people a great deal of pain. I'm selfish. This isn't what God wants for me. Nothing in my world is self-soothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know how to do that. It's not how I was raised. It's not what I was brought up with. What I've learned along the way is to protect the little people. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. Me calling out those channels, I'm not apologizing for it. I feel and felt and stand by that you're picking on the little people. I am them little people. And I will take all of you reaction channels on all by myself. Well, I'm never by myself. I think that you're doing an injustice. I think what you're putting out into the ether, into the world, and into your own souls is toxic. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's not a bad world. There's bad people in it. And I was definitely, and probably still am, I know I am, forget the probably, one of them. And I have an aunt in heaven that watches me and every move that I make. Even though my mother is still alive at 95, it's my aunt that I want to make proud. I want her to go, "That's my niece. Look what she's done with her life. She did that by herself. I didn't have a cheering fucking section going, rah, rah, look at you. I don't like a lot of attention because attention to me is negative. I will come full throttle after anybody that I see doing injustice. It's embedded in me. It's instilled in me. It's imprinted in my soul. There's nothing anybody can say or do to change that. It's never going to happen. I will apologize if I hurt somebody. I won't apologize for things that I stand on, though. I believe that reaction channels are full of toxic, negative vibrations that are put out into the ether. That's how I feel. Red, you got a lot of shit to say about something you know nothing about. Nothing at all. You know nothing about. That job that I do, I'm not supposed to do it. I have serious health issues that I battle every single day. Hi, Pippi, I love you. And I battle those issues quietly and alone. When I was in the hospital, no family came. No family. My older sister and my niece, I don't want to discredit them. And my daughter. I never got a phone call from my mother. I was on bed rest for 6 months. I lost my job. I lost my apartment. I was called a loser by my sister who came on my channel to let everybody know that I fucked up her life because she co-signed the apartment for me and I got evicted and it screwed her up. I literally was in the hospital dying by myself. And that's where my family came. That's what they did. They came to let me know what a loser that I am. So yeah, I have a propensity for sticking up for small people. I do. I'm wrong a lot of times. And thank God for the mud pit. And Cankles and BGLY, Elemental P Gang, you might want to say thank you to the mud pit because not only did I put a public apology up for Steve on my community post, but I also deleted the video that was uploading that would have decimated your man. It would have decimated you. It was vile. It was vile. It was bad. You're a liar. You lie. And you're lying on me. You're lying on my name, which I don't take that shit lightly, bitch. I'm sorry, Anchina. I don't take that shit lightly. I am not somebody who gives myself freely. I have been single for 12 years and I have been abstinent from any physical touch for about 10 of those. I'm very self-protecting because nobody else will do that for me. So if somebody's going to call me out of my name, I'm coming for you. You called me up. You're literally trying to make me out to be a liar. I name a place. Let's have a fair meeting ground. Let's do a common meeting ground. This isn't the threat. This is not a threat. This is what I'm trying to express to you. I will not threaten anybody. I will calmly, quietly ask you to have a face-to-face meeting so that we can hash this out however it needs to be fixed. I would hope over a nice cup of tea, but I am not, how do I say this, opposed to physical altercations either. I stand with the Lord and I'm not afraid of dying. I'm just not. So, Red, you're an asshole. Whoever the fuck you are an asshole, and I'm never going to apologize for that. You don't know anything about me. You don't know the fires that I've walked through, and I don't know anything about you. But what I've gotten from you in those comments is that you're an asshole. You can go on my videos and see that I am not an asshole, and I'm not trying to spew hate. If anybody new to my channel here, if you have a channel that is uplifting, supportive, has a moral compass, please throw your name up on my channel. Let me shout you out. I only want to try and uplift people. I want to be a lifesaver for somebody who's bobbing for air when people are standing on the shore watching. And I know there's like-minded people just like me. I know there is. I know there is. Because God put one in front of me, the mud pit. Let me see the errors of my way. So Steve DeLive, you thank your supporter. Okay? He thinks you're solid for whatever reason. I haven't seen it yet, but because of him, I said I would apologize, and I am. I am apologizing for calling you out of your name. I am apologizing if you are offended by anything that I said. I am apologizing because I absolutely 100% did put up a video calling you some things. I called you creepy. I probably absolutely made fun of your physical appearance in my sort of way. You called me old, which I am, and I was saying, you know, you're old too. I mean, you're balding, your eyesight's going, and you're losing your muscle mass. It's all a sign of aging. We all go through it. Why are you pointing it out to me when you're going through it yourself? That was my point. I'm not intentionally going after you. I merely am trying to point out the obvious. I'm sorry if people are offended that it ruffles their fucking feathers, that I'm pointing fingers at your double standards. Okay, listen. I got to go to bed. It's like 10:30. I get up really early. Not a flex, Red. Not a flex. Thank you to all you beautiful individuals who are coming here to support not only myself, but each other. I want to say this. Luna and Ember, I see you. Rosie, I hear you. Brad, I feel you. Never, ever, ever in a day. Oh, I have Flex. Let me have one of them, okay? Because we're here. My channel is monetized and I have AdSense. I never turn them on, not ever. I have members that actually pay to listen to me dribble. Not once, ever, not in 100,000 years will you see me post their names up on a thank you. It's never going to happen. You know why? Because the people that pay to come here and talk to me or see me or whatever are not any more valuable than the people that don't pay. So why am I going to honor those people just because they throw 99 cents on me? No, ain't going to happen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to shut down my membership because I don't want anybody's money. I don't need anybody's money. What I want is your love, your compassion, your kindness, and I want you to spread that throughout the rest of this evil fucking... Namaste. I want to be assassinated, just like John F. Kennedy, just like Martin Luther King, just like John Lennon. I would rather be killed for being something positive than live for being something evil. My God's got me.